So you open up on YouTube, and the first thing you say is life stinks. Yeah, at this point right now, I got that from a movie I watched. But I'm feeling a little setback, a little knocked down. But only way you could fit is if you go get something that make you happy. And I think that's what I'll do. I'll go get something that makes me happy, so I can start feeling a little better. But now, I don't know what to tell you. I got up at 4 o'clock this morning. I laid there for a moment. I said, I'm so thankful. I'm finna get up and go get me some more of this money. And I laid there for about 40 minutes. Got everything together. I got my coffee together. I got my lunch together and everything. Brandon Tillery, man, I appreciate that 10. I sure need it. I got my coffee together and got my lunch, and I came to crank up to knock out 2 loads and be done with it. I'm talking about I was going to have an early day. I was probably going to be off by 10 o'clock. And here it is, 10:30. And I ain't even got started yet. You see? I ain't even got started yet. Because when I came to my truck, this what it did. When I came to my truck, this what it did. It sounded good. It sounded like everything all right. But when I got ready to turn it over, it did this. Motherfucker. You hear me? This is what it did. Click. Nothing happening. I've been sitting here troubleshooting. My mechanic told me knock on the damn starter, check the fuse, unhook all the batteries. I done did all that. My hands dirty, and I ain't got no action. So, the time I would have spent out there getting it and coming with it, I done spent sitting here troubleshooting and ain't got nothing going. But that damn $10 soup that Brandon Tillery put off in this bitch. But I ain't gonna let that get me down, folks. Not gonna let that get me down. I understand when you utilize a piece of equipment, whether it's your personal vehicle or whatever it is, you got to put something in it to get something out of it. And y'all already know, I know how this game go. You got to put something in to get something out. Now, when I jump back in game, I don't remember how long it's been. I think I've been back in the game probably like maybe a month. I may have been back in the game for a month. To get in the game, I had to spend 2 racks. To get back in the game, I had 2 racks. Now I done got a month up out the game. And let me see. I made my money back and some more. Let me see. Boom. Boom. Yeah, I made my money back and some more. But now it's time to dig back into the money and do some fixing. I don't know what the problem gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be batteries, ECM, whatever that is, or starter. But whatever it is, I pray to God that it's something minimal, because I don't be sitting down again. It's time to go. It's time to get it, and come back with it. But the last time, my ego is what sank my battleship. My ego is what sank my battleship last time, and I'm going to tell you why. I was so used to doing this thing my way. Everything well. It went well for 6 years in a row. Every time the truck went down, I had the paper to put it back up. Electrical problems are mechanical's nightmare. I believe it. I believe it. I think my mechanic got a good idea of what it is. He says he tied up and he ain't gonna get to me for a while. He gonna come to me. He gonna save me a tow bill, and that's why I love my nigga in fuck and want to get him a Christmas gift. I almost dropped my coffee. I always want to get my mechanic a Christmas gift. But the last time when shit was going wrong, my ego took me out the game. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by my ego took me out the game. Sometimes you got to check your ego. R.I.P. Chad Butler, most definitely. You got to check ego. Because I knew some brothers that had been in this business before me. And they had been in this business for probably... I'm kind of like the baby in this business over here. Everybody that's over here, they've been in the business like 20 years. I'm the only one been in business like 6, 7 years. You see what I'm saying? But that's a long time. I'm coming up on expert time. When you hit 10 years, you should be an expert. But these guys having previous understanding of how this business worked. They've seen 15, 20 years of it. When the loads started getting shy and there wasn't much work, they told me they was finna go and get regular jobs for a moment till things pick back up. And they was talking to me and another one of my partners. Now, my partner, he also been in the business 20 years. But he wasn't trying to hear no shit about no parking his truck and go and get a regular job. So it was almost like 4 of us having a conversation. And it was almost like 2 against 2. 2 of us had the knowledge to know, okay, boom, this shit looking funky. Before it get too funky, I'm going to park my truck and get a regular job. So 2 of them was thinking like that, right? And then 2 of us was thinking, oh, it'll pick back up. You dig? And so I felt that way. And others told me straight up. Them brothers put their hands on my shoulder and said, look, man, we seen this shit happen before. It's time to bail out. I looked at them like, man, I'm gonna survive this. I'm gonna survive the storm. I'm gonna weather the storm. And I did, but it did cost me tremendously. Learned a valuable lesson though. Hell, Ron Kincaid. My brother stopped the flatbed trucking and got a job, and now he's saying he needs truck. Yeah. Just the thing. This is the valuable lesson to learn. Put your pride aside. I'm gonna do whatever it takes legally to make sure I keep elevating. And now I've added to my arsenal to put my pride aside. And if I need to go and get a job temporarily, long as I stick to my dreams and my goals, I ain't gonna feel no kind of way about it. Cause I did it. You dig? I did it. I went and got a job that was some bullshit. I'm talking about they wanted some monkey butt trucker niggas just locked up in the truck, running load and don't give a damn. Half-ass, dirty-ass, funky, raggedy, some new shit, some bullshit, and they want 10, 12, 13 hours out your bitch ass, and them hoes don't pay no overtime. The other thing is they don't pay you no rates on your seniority. The person that come in with 10 years, the person that come in with 2 years, the person that come in with 20 years experience. They're going to pay you the same as they're going to pay the nigga who walk in with 2 years experience. I wasn't going to be there long at all. I was over there for like a month and a half. I got a couple of checks and I'm like, this is some bullshit. You bitches will work a nigga like a damn near debonair dog for some hot water. You dig? I ain't fucking around like that. So one day called me in the office to reprimand me, and I let the man talk to me, and I'm just looking at this shit like this somebody real life. Yeah, because what we do is this, and we need you to do this, and we need you to do that. I say, you can right there, sir. He like, what do you mean? I say, nigga, I ain't finna be working here much longer anyway. Like, nigga, I quit. You know what I mean? You quitting? He said, man, what can we do to make you stay? I say, shit, y'all can't do nothing. Cause for one, y'all ain't finna give me no goddamn $6-7 raise. You bitches told me I had to stay with y'all for get 25 cents. Nigga, fuck you, nigga. I'm gonna stay over here for a year for you to give me 25 cents. Boy, you better suck my nigga, nigga, you better get your bitch ass on. So he like, man, ain't nothing we can do, man. Please consider. I say, man, I appreciate y'all, but nigga, I quit. I left. I went took off. Spending money like a motherfucker. Damn it, boy. I sure hate it. I was spending money like a motherfucker. But this other job called, the one I was kind of wanting to fuck with. And instantly, like a $4-5 raise soon as I went over there. Soon as I went over there, they gave me the $4-5 raise I needed. Now I'm making money. Them bitches had overtime. But then they started playing big butt games with the overtime. They'll get a goddamn 4-hour day out of you, and then the next day get a 13-hour day, the next day a 10 or a 12, and then when it come to Thursday and Friday, and you think, ooh, you finna buck for overtime, they done lay there, you understand, talking about, oh, it's slow, go home. Huh? What you mean? Bitch, y'all cheating. You hoes see a nigga finna drain that damn overtime. I was watching them up too. Them other boys was clock dragging. You call them niggas clock dragons. You dig? Them niggas was on the clock sweeping on the inside of their truck. Them niggas was on the clock wiping out their windows and shit. You dig? Them was clock dragging like a motherfucker. And they taught me how to clock drag. And I like it. I liked it. So I say all that to say this. Sometimes you might have to put your game down and pick somebody else's up so you can return to your game. And I'm back in my game today with my first breakdown. I'm back in my game a month after with my first breakdown. And I have to say this. I ran like a motherfucker this week. I went here, there, and everywhere. But I have thankful. I have to thank God that I didn't break down up the road where I would have been forced to get a tow truck. And let me show you how this go. I quoted a tow here to my mechanic, which is only 5 miles. I got a quote on the tow. How it is for y'all to haul my truck to my mechanic 5 miles up the street? You know what the woman told me? We can do it at a discounted rate. Cause you right by us. I say, how much? $500. Bitch, that 500 can go towards fixing something. So I called my mechanic and I told him, I know you busy, my nigga. But I buy and come fool with me because you cool with me and take a look. He said, yeah, I'm coming, but I'm not going to be there for a couple more hours. So I thought either go home, chill out, do whatever. But to make myself feel better, I'm thinking, go get a plate of oxtails. You know what I mean? Go get you a plate of oxtails. It's like a Band-Aid. Temporarily, it's going to feel better. But at the end of the day, trying to mask a problem with a Band-Aid. Up under that Band-Aid, the problems exist. But I ain't gonna bullshit you. It sure make me feel play to them motherfucking oxtails. I ain't gonna lie. I think I'm I got food. I made a breakfast burrito and I got broccoli and chicken. But I don't want that shit going through what I'm going through right. What I'm going through right now, I don't know what I'm finna have to pay this damn mechanic. I know I ain't finna pay that goddamn tow bill. You hear me? I know I ain't finna pay that tow bill. But it is what it is. I thank God that I didn't break down up the street. Because if I would have broke down up the street, folks, who knows what it would have cost to get towed. I probably was only 50 some miles away from my yard. I was only about 50 miles away from my yard. But if I would have broke down 50 miles from my yard, that goddamn tow truck company would have probably charged me $1,000 to bring me back to the yard. So in all honesty, I'm thankful. Thankful that my truck did what it did at its resting place. My truck went down on the ground at his house. You know better than that. We would have went down out there on them streets. Trust me, this video would be much different. Ain't no plate of oxtails on earth would have made me feel better. Because that goddamn tow truck bill would have turned my motherfucking pockets inside out. Brandon Tiller say, man, I got these Dobermans that are screwing with me. I got to walk them. Love to the trio already, man. Yeah. So I'm grateful and I'm glad that whatever happening with my shit, it occurred while on the yard and it ain't gonna cost me nothing to get towed. Cause like I said, that shit would have took me out the game. But my mechanic told me he gonna be here 30:12. I think I need to take me a lunch break. You know what I mean? I ain't did shit, but I think I need to take me a lunch break, man. Look how I'm sitting here with the goddamn hood open like a motherfucker. Hood hop. Sitting here with the hood open. I can't do nothing with it, man. I ain't no motherfucker mechanic. Nigga, close that hood. But he told me to tap on the starter, right? He told me to tap on the starter with by 6 times. I was thinking to myself, what the fuck that's gonna do? That sound like some nigga rigging shit, boy. And I tapped on the starter with a hammer about 6 times. That ain't it. I don't know if I got the mechanic's touch. Maybe I ain't tapped right. You're knocking, motherfucker, but you can't get in. You did? So I don't know if that thing or not, but I tapped on it for a little bit. But what I did learn about this situation is something about the ECM. I guess that has to do with the computer or whatever. And batteries not communicating. Some shit. I don't know. Something about the ECM and the back in the ignition switch not communicating. And it's possibly a bad starter or it's possibly low voltage batteries. So that's about as far as I can. And also I left it out. It's possibly fuses. So that's as far as I can go with what I know, because I don't know shit. All I know how to do is get on one of them trucker threads and read a previous situation that sound like mine. That's what I knows to do. And what I learned, like I said, by troubleshooting, it's a possibility is fuses, EM, the ignition, or low voltage batteries, or some wiring or some shit like that. But you know what? My mechanic not gonna be here for at least another 30 minutes to an hour or hour and 30 minutes. So I am gonna go get me some motherfucking oxtails, my nigga. It's gonna give me the energy I need. It's gonna make me feel better. Cause I don't know what I'm finna have to spend, but I do it. I gotta do it to get my boy back on his feet so we can get back to work. But if he try to go down too long, you better believe I jump up out this motherfucker and go get me a job and jump back. Hey, I ain't got no more motherfucking pride on none of that shit. On man business from here out. DL, what's up? How you doing, man? I think everything good, man. I'm gonna stay positive and say everything good, but I'm gonna get them goddamn oxtails. You know what I'm talking about? Let me see. Man, I don't want that jerk. I don't want that jerk chicken. Last time I got the jerk chicken, man, that nigga cut some of the chicken. I don't know where that nigga got them bones from. I don't know. I don't know what part of the chicken that nigga cut. You did, nigga? Did you show this chicken? Cause they had bones in that chicken I ain't seen before. I think that nigga was cutting the chicken fucking inner thighs or something. Middle finger. That nigga was cutting that motherfucking. That nigga jerked the hey. That nigga jerked the shit out of that chicken. That nigga was cutting all the arch of the chicken nuts. I think that nigga took a meat cleaver. Hey, that nigga was stretched. I know what he was doing. That nigga was stretching it. That nigga took a meat cleaver and bust that motherfucking chicken down. Bow, 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 bow. It took one whole chicken and maybe made 50 pieces. You did? That nigga took one piece of chicken and made 50 pieces about that bitch. Yeah, they cut the chicken differently in the Caribbean. You see what I'm saying? This how we gonna cut the chicken. We gonna cut the chicken in half. So you got two halves. We gonna cut the chicken wing off. Boom, you got a wing. We gonna cut the chicken leg off. Boom, you got a little old leg quarter. Then we gonna cut the chicken little old breast. Now you got some chicken breast. And that's all we gonna do. How many pieces of that on one side? One, two, three. Or you can cut the leg quarter into two, where you get a leg and a thigh. So that's one, two, three, four. Probably like eight pieces of chicken if you put them all together. Man, the way that nigga cut that chicken, he cut the leg. Okay, so let's say the leg, the little drumstick. He probably cut the drumstick 3 times at the joints mostly. Yeah. So he cut that bitch 3 times. So he cut the ball, he cut the middle, then he cut the little old bottom with a little drum handle at. So he cut the drumstick 3 times. The breast, man, how many? Man, a big old ass chicken breast. That nigga probably cut that 8 times.